What's up, YouTube? Here's how I lost $5,000 and blew my eval. Nah, April Fools, guys, but I did lose today. Here's how I lost $352 traded the Nasdaq today. It is April Fools. I wish that I could have won. But anyways, let's get right into the video, guys. Yeah, I'm honestly not too emotional about this loss, and I'm not like sad about it. But let's get right into it. So coming into the day, what was my bias? I was more bearish, but before that, I forgot to do my little P&L shit. So here is the P&L of the day. I lost $352. Exited slightly earlier, just because I knew my trade idea was wrong. I also did journal it here, and I originally did not like this loss at all. I would say a little bit emotional, just in the sense. But after reviewing it and watching also Blake's recap, because he took it as well, I journaled even more, and I journaled it, and I realized that I was actually okay with this loss. Like it wasn't bad. Some people had mixed emotions. It definitely could have been a fade day in my opinion, but still, let's get right into it, guys. So let me take the drawings off and let me replay into here. So what do I look into the day, right? Or what is my bias coming into the day? Let's go right here. My bias in the day is that we are in this 4 hour, right? We already also swept the 4 hour intermediate high right here. We also swept London high right here, and we have an external SMT. I see also that we have all these unfilled right here with Asia low and at least the 1 hour intermediate low. So I can assume, of course, that on higher time frame we are bullish reacting from this weekly gap. But to me, if I would want to see us going higher, I want us to see us retrace. You cannot just like, look, all of these candles are bullish. It's like if we just did this, right? That is not healthy order flow. That is not healthy structure. So you'd want to see some sort of retracement before going higher. And that's what I peeped. I was essentially short-term bearish in the sense. I'm not sticking with my bias, but I am leaning more into it because I want to see a retracement on the day. But anyways, let's get right into it before actually market open and stuff. I am a little bit upset, mainly because I did skip my first period, and I took a loss for school, but whatever. So again, coming into the day or coming into market open, what did I see? I again marked my little ranges like how I do for 9:30. See that we tap into this 5 minute. Well, we already tapped into the 15 minute with the 5 minute right there. 5 minute intermediate low right there. And then what do? Market open, we essentially manipulate lower, take out the 5 minute intermediate low, also create an SMT off of it. And I would have looked for a patty swing, but we were in this 15 minute. And also there's no really draw for it, and either way, no inverse. So anyways, also, I did not peep that this was Trump news, but I'll get into that later. So anyways, what do I see? I then see us respecting this 15 minute, and I'm actually happy about that because this is a very strong rejection wick off of it, sweeping the previous high off of it. And then we get this 5 minute inverse right here. Now, typically what I've stopped doing or what I've learned from backtesting and experience and journaling is that the 5 minutes with me personally, I don't like them a lot. Okay? That's just how I am in general. I know a lot of people say that as well. But the reason I took this 5 minute and I actually didn't enter off this, I actually should have showed my executions. Fuck, my bad, guys. I should have shown my executions. But you guys will see that I entered more off this candle here. Like I'd say this one or two of these candles. I guess this one, not off the 5 minute right here. Now, why is that? With 5 minute inverses, it tends to be a little bit weird in the sense of how they displace. Now, in generalize, oh my god, can I fucking go down? Right? Specifically, this 5 minute inverse, I didn't like too much. Reason being, because of just the wick that we left. Bro, I'm actually starting to fucking hate this shit. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna get right into it. The wick that we left right here, but I did see us rejecting higher, and practically I had no reason for us to go higher. Again, as I said, the overall higher trend is bullish, but I would want to be bearish to target those unfilleds and everything below, right? But once I saw that 5 minute inverse right here, I waited for more confirmation, tap back into this 1 minute with displacement right here, CISD, and I entered. Now, overall, what am I thinking of this trade? What did I do wrong? What could I have improved on? And what was good? As I journaled it before, okay, first off, what I'm thinking in the day, this is high resistance. Now, I realize, of course, later it was Trump news data. That still doesn't impact me a lot. Reason being is because it was high resistance. We have the external SMT there. It was reacting from this 4 hour. You could see the 15-minute was absolutely beautiful, as in the sense of the rejection. Oh my God, this is fucking pissing me off. Oh my God, bro. Whatever. So you can see the 15-minute was instantly rejecting off of it. Like, look at this rejection wave, actually perfect, right? Then you have this 5-minute inverse with the external SMT, all the kind of liquidity swept above, and you have this intermediate low, Asia low, and 4 hour unfilled. I would have at least liked to see 1 hour intermediate low to get swept, and then I could have seen longs from there. But again, then I took it off right here, 1 minute tab back in, CISD off of it, break even. Now, one of the things I didn't like, and I originally thought this was really bad, was because I had my break even at this 5-minute intermediate low that swept the previous intermediate low, and there was an SMT there. But I was watching Blake's recap, and I was also reviewing it more. And I realized that is just generating more liquidity. So that's not something that is inherently really bad, but that is something I should just learn and review about. Now, overall, I guess my whole trade idea was wrong. Reason being is because I peeped that I was mainly in drawdown. Like, I realistically was only in profit around here, probably. Whatever, 1-to-1 was there, right? And I actually wanted this 5-minute to save me a lot. This 5-minute opened up right here, and it had rejection straight off of it. And then I would have liked this 1 minute to inverse. And I was praying, like, I don't know if you guys watched my TikTok of it. Like, I screen recorded it, but I literally typed, like, hope this 5 minutes saves me, and then I also hope news doesn't fuck me, and I'll get into that. Right? So anyways, but I was actually willing or wanted to kind of close early, just because I could tell that my trade idea was wrong. I mean, we're just clearly trending higher and we're not displacing lower. We're respecting this gap right here, but I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be emotional. I didn't want to be impulsive, right? So anyways, I just kept it, and then I waited for news. Reason being is because, again, I was thinking to myself, should I just close before news? I didn't really want to be emotional, and I accepted more of the loss, and I realized that, hey, you know what I mean? If I were to close this and then it goes to my TP, I would be really emotional. But I either way know that I'm going to lose this, so why not just continue it? However, I did exit kind of earlier. I don't know if you guys peeped out on my executions. It won't show it here. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to go back. Fuck me, bro. Right, I did close it. Oh, well, it doesn't really show here. Yeah. Oh shit, it does right there. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the kind of arrow to it right here. So I actually lost instead, like, what, $352 instead of, it would have been like, I think 480 or close to 500 essentially, right? 500. But anyways, I'm low-key yapping. This is a fucking shitty trade recap. I realize that. But anyways, it's because I mainly already wrote things on my journal. But I will kind of go through, like, well, what was I thinking, right? Again, like, overall today was a bad day because I was undisciplined today. I didn't even go to the gym. I skipped it and slept in, right? If you guys don't know, and I'm gonna be posting the day in the life soon. I just want to edit it and see if it's actually good, because honestly, the videos were kind of ass. So either way, I was undisciplined, right? I normally go to the gym. I wake up at 6 a.m. go to the gym before school and trading. I didn't do that today. I slept in, right? And then I skipped my first period to trade. And it just feels like recently I've been, like, kind of forcing stuff to pass this eval, which is definitely true, right? I took this not at the 5-minute inverse, but the 1-minute rejection, blah, blah. Psych overall, I rolled my psych again. I feel like I might have been forcing shit. I wouldn't really say this was too impulsive in a way. Like, I was originally going to enter off the 5-minute, which I thought was impulsive, which I kind of said that on my story, like, kind of impulsive. But after this 1-minute rejection, and just either way, the rejection, guys, that's what I like. Like, the rejection, the displacement, to me, this felt like a protected stop loss. Right? Like, I didn't see price having to go higher, and I wouldn't see price, like, what? Why would it just suddenly just go higher than this, then go lower? And it was failing to displace higher, guys. That's the one thing. You can literally peep it right here on the 15-minute. What do? We literally reject first here, and we reject strongly here with displacement. So I don't know if price action was definitely bad. That's what some people were saying. But I definitely had the whole bias wrong. But anyways, getting back into it, right? In today's trade, I honestly wasn't focused on too much on P&L. Last week, Thursday, I was really fucked up psych, and that was because I was trading in school. Maybe it's because I wasn't trading in school today that I was better, but still, that's not an excuse in a way, but whatever. And then again, why did the outcome happen? The wrong due to the wrong bias. Maybe ignoring the high time frame trend, but as I explained before, I would expect us to have some sort of retracement, especially after reacting from this 4 hour and just everything. I already explained that right here. I'm yammering too much, but that's fine. And then right, I originally, this is what I wrote now after going back to my journaling, because I journaled it right after I traded, really, and then I came back to it a little bit after, just to look at more about what I did, and after also seeing, like, again, like Blake's recap, and just in general, like, this is kind of how I journal, in the sense, right? I say my overall trade analysis, I say the pros, I say the cons, kind of weigh it out. And you can see at the time, like, ES was also in a place to distribute. Um, and I guess, I don't know, we just, again, price then just became kind of choppy. Like, you see the delivery, it did hit the data highs, so maybe my draw on liquidity was wrong, right? Um, Whatever. And this is how it looked on the high time frame. More about this. So that's pretty much the trade recap, guys. If you do have any questions, let me know. I definitely want to format these videos a little bit better, get like really deep into the trading analysis of it. But that's pretty much it. Like, it was simple to me. It wasn't really a necessary bad loss. Like, I rated it A minus. Again, originally I had it B rated. But I don't know. Looking back into it, like, I thought that it was a decent trade to lose, in my opinion, because I've seen these trades play out before, especially in this recent PA. But I do expect us to get better PA, because we essentially were doing this shit where we were accumulating a high time frame, manipulated, into this weekly gap, as everybody knows, and then starts to distribute onto it. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good trading day, or just a good day in general. Definitely could have been a fade day, or whatever you guys did. But yeah, this is just something to journal and review over. And I hope you guys like this video, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.